Anyone hurt last night?
Yeah, two. Gave him this time. Worked all night getting him out.
Hello, Joe.
Hello,
Good morning, Emil.
Good morning, Miss Mary.
How were things last night?
They're getting worse, Mary. Almost lost 2 men last night. I can't understand what's causing these accidents.
Maybe the mine, she is haunted.
I guess that's why young Mr. Cole's coming to take charge.
Huh?
I heard about it yesterday. Mr. Cole's grandson is expected in this afternoon.
And they're going to let a kid out of college run this mine?
That's what the old man says. Well, if you want your breakfast, Joe, you better go in the house and get it. Waiting for you.
And they're going to let a greenhorn run this mine.
Well, I've got to be getting along. It's up to me to open up the office, you know.
I walk with you, maybe?
Oh, there's no need, Emil. You better go home and get some sleep.
What I care for sleep? I lose too much sleep thinking what I want to ask you. Mary, I make plenty money. I save it, too. I'm the best driller, the best powder man in the whole country.
My brother Joe just certainly thinks you're just about it.
But you don't wait to hear what I want to ask you.
Well, if it's to go to the dance next Saturday, I'll see you there because I'm going with Joe.
Oh, I don't think of that. I think about getting married.
That's swell, Emil. But I'm not. Nope, I'm going to stay single. Much as I like you, you understand.
Oh, sure. I understand. Maybe someday you change your mind, huh?
Maybe I will someday.
Hey, Emil, you coming home with me?
Sure. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Emil.
I hear Mr. Cole is leaving as soon as his grandson arrives. Is that right?
As far as I know. Good morning. Is my brother in? Yes, Miss Johnson. Thank you.
She acts like she owned the place.
Well, I suppose being the sister of the general manager, it probably does make her feel important.
Evidently.
Well, you must have made good time getting here, Claire.
From the way you talked on the phone last night, I thought probably the mine had collapsed or burned down or something. What's the matter, anyway?
Old man Cole's going away to a sanitarium for a rest, and his grandson, who has been in college, arrives this morning to take full charge.
Well, isn't that nice?
Yeah, nice for him, but not so good for me.
Oh, now don't tell me you're afraid of losing your job.
Not if I can help it. That's why you're here.
Oh, I'm beginning to get it. I'm supposed to entertain Mr. Cole's grandson, hmm?
How did you guess it?
Morning, Mr. Cole.
Morning.
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 Mr. Cole.
Morning.
Are you feeling better?
Worse than I ever felt. Where's the mail?
Oh, I placed it and the other correspondence on Mr. Johnson's desk.
Well, that's as good a place as any. I suppose you know I'm expecting my grandson here this morning. I don't want to see anybody else but him while I'm here. You understand?
Yes, sir.
No.
It's a good thing he's getting out of town. He snaps your head off if you look at him.
Well, I suppose if we were as sick and had all the worries he has, we'd probably feel the same way.
Good morning.
Good morning. Did you wish to see someone?
No, not if I can see you.
I'm sorry, I'm very busy. Mr. Johnson, our general manager, sees all salesmen. If you give me your card, I'll see if he's in. Oh, Mr. Cole. Oh, I'm so sorry. Your grandfather's expecting you. Right this way, please. Mr. Cole, you're...
Jim, my boy. Gramps, old boy, how are you? Well, I'm half dead. I'll be all right as soon as I get away from the diggings, though. Sit down. Sit down.
Oh, you look okay to me. You're good for many a year.
I know different. It's only a question of a few years when this mine and everything I own will be yours. From today on, you're in complete charge.
Well, that's fine, except that
What do you expect you spent 4 years at college for? To fit yourself for my job, hmm? Now, these reports show a loss for the last 2 years. This year, we can show a profit if I can fill my contract by the end of the month.
And if you don't?
No, I'll lose the mine. Won't be able to meet my obligations.
Well, it seems simple to me. All you have to do is fulfill your contract.
It's not that simple. There have been quite a few accidents lately that have been hard to explain. Delayed production. A few more and we're washed up. There are 3 people you can depend upon here. Mary, my secretary, Joe Norson, her brother, the general superintendent, and Fred Johnson, my general manager. Between the 3 of them, you can learn all you need about the practical side of mining. Come on, let's meet Johnson. Mary, this is Mr. Cole, your new boss, Miss Norson.
I've already met her. Very charming young lady, if I may say so.
And these are the files. You'll find the records for the last 20 years in... Jimmy?
Yes, excuse me. Yes, sir.
Now, this is Fred Johnson's office. Come on.
Good day.
Fred, this is my grandson.
How do you do? How do you do?
I thought you'd head out of this town since your visit last year.
Never enough.
Oh. Now, I want you 2 to get together and work and keep the mine going. I'm going home, pack up and scat while I'm still able. Which is all yours, my boy. Good luck.
Goodbye, Gramps.
Bye.
Well, looks like we've got a job on our hands.
A tough one, Mr. Cole, but I'm here to see you through.
Thanks.
Mary, I'm leaving. Get Norson over. I want him to show Jim around.
But, Mr. Cole, my brother's been working all night in the mine.
I know it. Get him over.
Yes, sir.
If you'll excuse me a few minutes, I'll check up on a little accident we had last night.
Oh, surely, surely.
Oh, pardon me. My sister Claire, Mr. Cole. How do you do?
I was beginning to wonder if we were going to be strangers forever.
I was thinking exactly the same thing.
Norton, finish that accident report and take it right into Mr. Cole.
Yes, Mr. Johnson.
We can have a lot of fun there. There's everything in the world to amuse the tired businessman.
It sounds swell. You know, this must be my lucky day meeting you. Well, too bad I have to work.
Oh, let Fred do some work for a change. You deserve a rest before you take this mine on your shoulders.
Call that rest?
Oh, wouldn't you?
How far did you say it was?
Far enough.
It's a big idea calling me back. Don't you think I ever sleep?
You're to show Mr. Cole's grandson through the mine.
Today?
Now.
My car's right outside the door.
Oh, good, good.
Mr. Cole, here's the accident report.
Oh, well, put it on ice, will you? I'm busy.
But the superintendent's here to show you through the property.
Oh. Well, put him on ice, too.
And that's the man that's going to have charge of this company. The office of the company. Yes. Yes, we have had an accident. No. Oh, I'm sorry, I can't give you that information. No, I don't know how many have been hurt.
Mary, I hate to bother you again, but please call the timekeeper's office. My father was working on the afternoon shift. Will you see if he's come up yet, please?
This is Mary Norson speaking.
Miss Norton? Yes, Mom. Dick Hendricks.
No, Mom. The card's still in the file. No, I haven't checked him out as yet.
Thank you. There's no need to worry yet, Molly.
But it's 6 hours since it happened.
Yes. 6 hours.
Yes, Mr. Johnson? Well, what caused the accident this time? Same as the last time, a cave-in. Where? East end of 4. Funny how we're getting more than our share of the accidents. Yeah. Funny. Not funny to me. No, I didn't mean it that way. How many more to come up? 3. Okay. We'll have them all out of here pretty soon. You better go on home. You've been here 8 hours. So have you. Well, this is my job. You bet it's your job. What are you going to do to stop these accidents? If I knew, do you think they'd be happening? No, I guess not. What you got there, boys? Where you? Sam, get over to lower 4 and be sure to see the last one out. I'm going over to the hospital.
Oh, Molly, stop it. Get hold of yourself. Your father's all right. Don't worry.
Well, if he is all right, why doesn't the timekeeper phone? Why doesn't he say he's checked out?
Yes? Jake Hendricks? They're taking him to the hospital.
I'll go right over.
Molly, he's not at the hospital.
Not at the...
Get a chair. Somebody get some water.
Mary.
What's the idea? What's all the night with her?
If you'd been in your office today, Mr. Cole, you'd know that we had another accident in the mine.
An accident? Well, everything's all right now, isn't it?
Oh, yes. Everything's just swell. The hospitals are full, and there are more coming in. She's coming out of it now. Get my hat, will you, Martha? She'll be all right in a minute. Stay with her.
Where are you going?
That wouldn't interest you.
I didn't ask you that. I asked you where you were going.
To the hospital, Mr. Cole.
Oh, Jimmy, what are you waiting for? Come on, get your suitcases and let's go.
I'm sorry, but I got something else to do.
He hasn't come out of these?
No. Perhaps it'd be a blessing if he never did.
Doctor, this is Mr. Cole.
How do you do?
How do you do, Mr. Cole? Excuse me. We're very busy.
Is he very badly hurt, nurse?
I'm afraid he'll never see again.
Never see again?
Nurse. Nurse.
Painful, eh?
Yeah,
You're lucky the whole hand wasn't crushed.
I guess I am, Doc. What's young Cole doing here?
Taking a postgraduate in mining, I guess.
That's funny.
What?
Emil calling for Dorsky.
Dorsky. Dorsky.
Emil.
Dorsky.
Emil, this is Joe. Joe Norton, your pal. Take it easy now. Emil never did care for Dorsky. Hated him, in fact. What's the matter? Is he delirious? Out of his...
Yes. I don't like his condition. There's a cranial depression there that well, it's hard to explain to a layman. He'll live all right, but...
You mean his brain will...
Yes, that's it.
Poor Emil. The best driller and powder man in the mine, and he has...
You're Norton, aren't you?
That's right.
Well, I want you to take me below ground at once. I want to see where these accidents are happening.
That's utterly impossible, Mr. Cole. I need Norton here. There's nothing you can do now. Joe, I want you to stay here till the last man is brought in. It's up to you to notify their families.
Yeah? I guess someone has to do it.
All right. But I want to see you in my office tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
I'd like to look at the reports of the accident that occurred before I arrived, and also the report of the one that happened while I was out of town.
I'm sorry, Mr. Cole, but they're on Mr. Johnson's desk.
Well, there's nothing to prevent you from getting them, is there?
No, sir.
What are you doing with those reports?
Mr. Cole sent for them.
Give them to me. When I finish with them, Mr. Cole can have them.
Just a moment, please. Mr. Johnson.
Mr. Cole, you don't understand.
I may not know anything about running a coal mine, but when I ask for something, I usually get it. Will you take those reports, please, and put them on my desk and wait there?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Cole, I'm working for you and your grandfather. After all, my knowledge of this business is worth something, you know.
If you'd use that knowledge to discover why we are so far behind in production and why so many accidents remain unexplained, you'd be doing something.
Hello? Yes, it's Fred. Who else do you think it'd be?
Oh, hey, wait a minute, slow up. What's it all about?
I told you what your job was. Now you get down here and get to it. What do you think I brought you down here for?
2 accidents within 24 hours and one of them with 2 dead. I don't know why I went away the way I did yesterday.
Maybe you didn't realize that taking over your grandfather's job was work. I've seen him work day and night.
Well, from the way he spoke, I thought the mine practically ran itself. I didn't see anything to worry about, and besides, after 4 years' grind at school, the party didn't sound bad. You know?
No. I suppose not. Anything wrong, Joe?
No. I just had an appointment with young Cole.
Oh. The superintendent to see you.
Have him come in.
Come in, Joe.
Are you in better spirits today?
I can't say that I am. I've just completed funeral arrangements for 2 of my men. I can still hear the cryings of their families. Sort of gets on your nerves, Mr. Cole.
Yes, I guess it does. Let's go.
Where?
You're showing me through the mine.
Now?
Right now.
Sir, what kind of a man are you? I haven't had any sleep for over 48 hours. You can get someone else to take you through because I'm going home.
If you do, Mr. Norson, you needn't report for work again.
Oh. Come on.
Hello. Good morning, Jim. You're certainly a sight for sore eyes.
Having fun?
Not me. This visiting my brother's all right, but it's very boring.
Well, maybe if you were around here for a while, you'd get used to it.
I don't think so. I was thinking maybe we might have dinner somewhere, where you wouldn't see a lot of dirty old miners.
Well, I'm sorry, but I can't. You see, now don't laugh. I've got to go to work. And besides, I have a feeling that maybe I'm going to like coal miners. Come on, Norson.
Well, what's the matter now?
Now get this straight, Claire. I brought you down here for one purpose. One purpose only. I told you to keep young Cole away from this mine.
Well, I did all day yesterday.
Yesterday isn't today.
Oh, what do you want me to do? Kidnap the baby?
If you have to, yes. He's getting in my way.
Well, how about a little expense money, brother?
What level are we on now?
On the 4th level, where the fire was 2 weeks ago. That's the door we sealed the gas in with.
Still in the air, isn't it?
Yes, it will be for weeks. Sort of gets you, doesn't it? You didn't learn to breathe the coal damp when you were studying your mining in books, did you, Mr. Cole?
We're not down here for conversation. Tell me what caused yesterday's accident.
You want the truth? Well, you did.
I did.
Yes? You killed and crippled my men.
You're a liar.
Well, why don't you fight back? Or didn't they teach you that at school either?
I'll fight back in my own time and in my own way.
I know your way of fighting back. It's over a desk when you tell your business manager to fire me.
You're wrong. Maybe I did have it coming to me. What did you mean when you said I was responsible for the accident?
Well, I wanted to put extra guards on every level. But you were out of town.
Well, Johnson, the general manager, was here.
He said your orders were no additional expense without your okay, but we couldn't find you.
Johnson's a little too conscientious. I never gave him any such order.
I'm sorry this happened, Mr. Cole. I guess it's that gas. Your lungs aren't used to it.
I can stand it if you can.
Well, we better get out of here anyway. The air is clear up here on this level.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
I'll be all right, thanks.
Yeah, I know. When you hear this guy Dorsky talk, you're going to hear something.
Who's Dorsky? He's foreman of the day shift.
Hello, Frank. Hello, Dorsky. Sit down. I'm just talking to the boys. All right. You fellows have got brains. Why don't you use them?
Dorsky's right.
Hey, and about these accidents that are wiping you out. Did you ever ask why? All right, I'll tell you. It's poor management.
You're right. Tell him about it.
That's what it is. A lot more of us fellows sent to the hospital last night. Hey, we don't have to stand for it.
That's right, boys, we don't.
Without miners, there can be no mine. And what do we do about it? Nothing. Nothing. You fellows only know this place. I worked in plenty mines. And I know what conditions should be. Take a look at your superintendent.
Hold on, Dorsky. There's nothing wrong with Norson.
Then why ain't he in the mine? I was up all last night and today, too. I'm not at home sleeping.
Too bad for you, Dorsky, that I'm not. Turn in your time, Dorsky. You're through.
Because I say what I think about you?
You know why you're fired.
Yeah. Because I stick up for my miners. I tell the truth.
Get on up. Go on.
He can't fire Dorsky for that. A man's got a right to a say.
He told the truth, that's why. But what are you going to do about it? Nothing? Dorsky is right. Without miners, there's no mine.
He's successful in miners, though. Certainly he does. If we get our square deal, I wouldn't be a bit surprised if you don't hear something big coming, too. Dorsky told, what do you call this?
What's going on?
Big doings. Dorsky's gonna talk.
They're all ready to listen to you now. I've been talking to some of them. Quiet, fellas, quiet. Now, you men all know what happened here today. Dorsky, a guy who's always stood up for you men, took it on the chin. Now, I'm not going to try to tell you what to do about it. I'm going to let Dorsky come up here and talk to you in his own way, and let him put it up to you. Now, you all know Dorsky. Dorsky!
Hello. Yes, just a moment. For you, Joe.
Who is it?
Jim Cole.
I wonder what he wants this time of night. Hello?
There's a bunch of miners meeting here at Miners Hall. They just introduced Dorsky. It looks like a lot of trouble. What shall I do?
Don't do anything till I get there. Just keep your eyes open and your mouth closed.
I worked with most of you fellows for quite a number of years. First as a digger, then as your foreman. And you never knew me to send a man in a place I wouldn't go myself. About 2 weeks before we had that bad fire on the lower end of tunnel number 4, I told your superintendent and general manager about it. Did they pay any attention to me? No. They kept on sending us miners too there to get coal out. Why'd they do this? Why, they don't care for me or for you. All they think about is the dollars. They can mine coal, cost them a little bit more on the other levels than there's on that one. And you sit there and stand for it.
When are you going to do something?
You'll get your job back, Dossie. Or we'll know why. And if you don't, we'll know what to do. Yes, we're all for you.
No, I'm not thinking about my job. I'm thinking about you fellas. And while we're speaking about it, I'll give you the lowdown. Some of you fellas run on the Norse and fired me. Maybe you didn't get the idea back of it, but I did. So I'll tell you. Norson had the young boss with him. And to make a grandstand play in front of young Cole, he fired me.
Get off of that platform, Dorsky. I'll tell him why you were fired. You were fired because you're an agitator. I don't know who's paying you, but you're not working for the good of the company or for the men that work for it. And all you're trying to do is to throw these men out of work, so they'll starve the rest of the winter. What? That's what he's trying to do to you.
Listen, you. Get up here and deny those charges I've been making against you if you can. And see how far you get away with it.
Well, I'd like to know who started this fight.
Dorsky started it, as usual.
Yeah, he started it, but your brother finished it. Oh, you should have seen that wallop.
Listen, I'm not finished yet. I just started.
Well, there you are. Now, let's see what happened to you, Mr. Cole.
Oh, not a thing. Somebody just grazed me in the dark as I was making my getaway.
You better let Mary take a look at it anyway.
How about some supper for you boys?
Not for me. I'm going to turn in. Tired. Say, I'd like to get a hold of that mug that pulled that switch just as I had Dorsky by the throat.
You can thank me for that.
You? Well, maybe you did me a favor. I might have killed Dorsky, or he might have killed me. Thanks, Mr. Cole.
Jim.
Good night, sis.
Good night, Joe.
Good night, Jim.
Good night, Joe.
Now, let's see what happened to you, Mr. Cole.
Oh, nothing much.
Oh, just a bruise. Does it hurt?
Well, a little. I certainly have learned a lot about coal mining today.
More than your 4 years at college taught you, eh?
I'll say. You know, Miss Norton, I'm going to let you in on something. My grandfather thinks that I spent 4 years studying mining. I've never opened a book on coal mining in my life.
Weren't you at college for 4 years?
Sure I was, but I was studying law.
Then what do you know about mining?
Absolutely nothing.
Anyone can see that.
I didn't understand a lot of things that I do now. Your brother and I had a little difference of opinion, but we got together. Yeah, we kissed and made up.
How about you?
I'll do the same.
Oh. Say, you and your brother are a little different.
What makes you think so?
Well, he socks first and then makes up. But you make up and then sock. Anyway, thanks for the first aid.
Oh, by the way, just what is your private opinion of Johnson, our general manager?
My private opinion, publicly expressed, is that Mr. Johnson is a very ambitious man.
Thanks. Good night.
Good night. Visiting day?
Not exactly.
How'd you like to come home and visit with me for a while?
You going home now?
I'll be there in 5 minutes.
You're on.
Well, here we are.
Nice looking place your brother has here.
Oh, do. But I wouldn't spend the rest of my life in this town for anything in the world.
What brought you here this time?
I told you yesterday. My brother gets a little lonesome, and I pop in on him about 4 or 5 times a year. How about a little drink you like?
Oh, I don't know. I think I had about enough the other day to last me for some time.
What you need's a pick-me-up. You sit right down, I'll be right back.
I want to see Mr. Johnson.
Mr. Johnson,
Yes?
a gentleman to see you.
All right.
All right, Lena, that's all. What's the matter with you? You out of your mind coming here?
Oh, keep your shirt on. I've got a right to be here.
What if someone saw you coming in here?
So what? I'm here officially. I represent the miners.
What happened?
Plenty. The meeting very near broke up in a riot. But I got my point over. Hey, the men are about ready to walk out.
They do that, Dorsky, we're set.
Why, it's a cinch. Anytime I start anything, I always put it over. How about my dough? When do I get it?
Don't worry, I've always taken care of you, haven't I?
Sure.
Then get out of here.
You satisfied?
Keep up the good work.
Okay.
Here they are.
Oh.
You better like them because I made them all by myself.
Oh. Thank you.
Here's to us. What's on your mind? I bet it's a pretty girl.
How'd you guess?
My father was a mind reader.
Oh. Tell me some more about your family.
What'd you like to know?
Well, just when and why you became Fred's sister. You're spilling your drink.
Let's go some quiet place where we can talk this over, huh?
No one?
Do I?
All right. Let's go. Give me an hour to dress and I'll meet you at the office.
Well.
Good.
I'll be waiting.
In an hour.
Who was that, Claire?
Jim Cole.
Say, listen, we have
Oh, wait a minute. I'm way ahead of you. I'm going to meet him in an hour where I'll take him. He won't be back for a week.
You won't?
Mm-mm.
Well, here's to that.
And what's more, we were all there when your superintendent fired Dorsky, and we claim it's a rank injustice.
Superintendent Norson has been a faithful employee of this company for years.
Yeah, faithful to the company.
He's not in the habit of acting unjustly.
Then why don't he speak up?
He will. You'll find a full report of the incident on Mr. Cole's desk.
And why don't Mr. Cole face us if the reports are okay?
Mr. Cole isn't sidestepping any issue. He had to leave town last night on some business.
Well, we want a showdown or we don't go back to work.
Get the reports from Mr. Cole's desk.
Yes, sir.
Oh, hello.
And I thought you were on the level about wanting to run the mine.
What have I done now?
Don't you realize that there's a very important meeting going on?
Well, I'm here.
Mr. Johnson wants these reports.
Up. I'll take them.
You look fine to handle a committee of coal miners. Why didn't you go home and sleep?
I wanted to be here on time.
You mean that you knew about this meeting?
I'm learning lots about running the coal business fast. I'll be right with you.
I'm not begging for my job. And he heard me beg my men not to rise in my defense. If you want the truth, Mr. Johnson.
I do.
Come on, driver.
Well, good morning, good morning.
Well, that was certainly a swell walkout you pulled last night. You order a big feed and then go to the telephone. It's the last I see of it till now.
Dear me, my memory is getting bad. I knew there was something I was to do after phoning. It was to come back and have dinner with you, wasn't it?
Well, maybe you didn't want to pay for the dinner check, but you'll pay for the taxi cab driver that brought me back, seeing that you took my car.
Oh, taxi. Oh, you didn't walk then?
No!
Oh, I see. Well, how much is the bill?
How much is the bill, driver?
$14.85.
$14.85.
Yes, will you please pay that out of the petty cash, Miss Norson?
Personal accounts are never paid out of the petty cash, Mr. Cole.
Oh, I see. Well, you are then $14.85. 14 and 85 cents.
Thank you.
Now, I'll see you later, Miss Johnson. Very much later.
Did you find those reports?
Mr. Cole has them.
Mr. Cole.
Good morning, gentlemen. Don't let me interrupt. Pray proceed with the meeting.
Well, I always done my work right. But I was fired because Joe Norton ain't got no use for me.
That's a lie.
Then why did you fire him?
Because he's an agitator and a troublemaker. That's why.
Well, you've heard both sides, Mr. Johnson. It's Norson's word against mine.
Norson's been with the company longer than you have, Dorsky. He's always been reliable. I won't take you back.
Then we don't go back to the mine, none of us. And we represent the majority.
The meeting's over, gentlemen.
Just a minute, boys.
Please, Mr. Cole. I always handle the mine's labor troubles.
Yes, I know, but now I'd like to take a crack at it. Dorsky, I'm putting you back. And you can tell the rest of the boys that Dorsky's back on the job.
This man's an agitator.
I heard him speak in the mine and in the hall. If you paid closer attention to Dorsky and the rest of the miners, you'd have a better idea of what was going on here. Joe Norson isn't very well liked, is he?
Well, not much.
And it's tough working for a fellow you don't like, isn't it?
Oh, he's all right.
How do they feel about Dorsky?
He's our leader.
You go back and tell the boys Dorsky's your new superintendent.
What about Norson?
He can have Dorsky's old job. That's all, gentlemen.
Good for us. We'll go back to work.
Just a moment, Dorsky. I'll give you some orders. You can pay me off, Mr. Cole. I'm through.
And I go with my brother.
Very good. If you'll come with me, I'll be glad to give you your checks personally. Now, you two, let's have a little talk.
You can just cut out the talk, Mr. Cole, and give me my check.
And that goes for me, too.
All right.
Hey, this isn't a check. It's an agreement to pay me a bonus if and when the mine's contract of delivery is completed.
Well, mine's the same.
One of us is crazy, and it isn't me. First you fire me, and then
Now listen, you two. I'm depending on you to get me through this. This fella Johnson and Dorsky are working in cahoots.
Oh, so you found that out. You're improving.
Say, why don't you fire them both?
Oh, no. I'm giving Johnson enough rope to hang himself.
But Dorsky...
If I'd let him stay fired, the men would have walked out. And I have an idea that's just what Johnson wanted.
For a fella that don't know anything...
Well, I'm not quite as dumb as you thought I was. I've got this fella Dorsky now in a spot where he's got to watch his step. And I've got you to watch him watch his step. How about it?
It's all right by me.
Me, too.
Good.
Well, Mr. Johnson, what do we do now?
I don't know. For a fellow as dumb as he is, Jim Courtney gummed up the works. Well, it's a certainty there won't be a walkout now as you superintendent. Hello, Mr. Cole. What's on your mind?
Nothing? Nothing? The last 2 weeks have certainly made a difference in our working conditions.
Yeah, when you put Dorsky in Norson's spot, I thought you were making an awful mistake. But I'll have to hand it to you. You certainly picked the right man at the right time.
I'm not as dumb as I look.
You know, if the railroads will put cars on those sidings within the next few days, we can start tearing coal out of that mine and loading.
Yes?
Get Dorsky and have him come up right away.
You want Dorsky? Yes, Mr. Johnson.
Oh, and Miss Norton, bring your book and come in.
Well, I have a little work ahead of me, and I'll be in as soon as I finish. Yes, sir.
Hello, Emil. How are you today?
Me? Oh, I drill. I got to go to work. I check in, huh?
Yeah, pretty soon, but not today.
But Emil, he best powder man. He best driller. Dynamite. Boom!
Yeah, I know, Emil. I know. Yeah. All right, George. Come on. Give me your card. Crazy as they make 'em.
Yeah. He ain't the first one that's got it in the mine.
I certainly am beginning to like the looks of things around here, Mr. Johnson. Carry on.
Take a letter. Tidewater and Eastern Railroad. Attention, Division Superintendent. Gentlemen, come in.
You sent for me?
Yeah. That's all, Miss Norton. Say, what tonnage do you estimate ready to come out of the mine?
Oh, I don't know. About 20, 25 cars at least.
Come in. Sit down. Well, Dorsky, you've certainly made a mess of this deal.
Oh, no, I haven't. I have to make some sort of a showing of doing what the job calls for, don't I?
Yeah, I suppose so. But you know what happens if that coal gets out of that mine.
All right, you're running the work. You tell me what you want, it'll be that way. Find a way to stop that coal from getting out of that mine and into those cars.
Oh, Miss Mary. It's so good to see you. Maybe you help me go back to work?
Why, Emil, how are you?
Emil? Oh, he fine. He best driller. He's the best powder man. Boom! Oh, my head, he hurts sometimes.
Why don't you go home and rest, Emil? Try and get some sleep.
Sleep? I don't need sleep. I lose too much thinking what I'm going to ask you.
Yes, I know. But you better go home.
All right.
Well, you'd better start something in a hurry.
Hey, listen. We're not licked yet. Hey, what do you think of this? Just see that crazy Emil out there? Suppose I was to put him back to work again.
Well, you can't do that. The men wouldn't stand for it.
Oh, I can handle them. If he were to accidentally drill into that door we sealed up several weeks ago and fill the mine with gas, well, we'd have to shut down for a couple of weeks.
We would?
Dorsky, you put me back to work, huh? In the mine. I'm the best powder man, the best driller.
Sure, Emil, I know. I give you a job. You come with me, huh?
Mr. Cole, I've been listening in on a conversation between Mr. Johnson and Dorsky.
Why, Miss Norson, I'm surprised. I thought you were a nice girl.
Don't try to be funny. Here's a letter that might interest you. I stole that.
Again, I'm surprised. I might even say I was astounded. Mr. Frederick Johnson, private and confidential. Dear sir, confirming our verbal offer regarding sale of coal properties to us. On completion of sale, we will tender to you contract to run for a period of 10 years as general manager of properties at a salary of $25,000 per year, also 5% of net profits. Let us hear from you at your earliest opportunity. Well, well. So the plot has finally thickened and gelled.
I believe I said Mr. Johnson was a very ambitious man.
And then some. So that's why the accident. He figured the delay would hold up delivery and cancel our contracts.
And Mr. Cole would be forced to sell.
Clever girl. I think I'll be seeing Mr. Johnson right now. Something tells me Mr. Johnson is... Has anyone seen Johnson?
Why, Mr. Johnson left just a moment ago, and he was in an awful hurry.
Hey, you're not putting him back to work, are you?
Why, sure, the poor guy. You see, I thought maybe letting him get back on the ground again might help him. It wasn't his fault he was cracked up. See, your old pals are glad to see you back, Emil. Glad to see you working again.
Yeah, sure. Worked.
Well, I'm very glad to see him.
Yes, Emil. We're all glad you're back again.
See? Sure. Work. Plenty work.
That's the first time I ever knew Dorsky to be human. Why, he's trying to make that poor cracked brain happy.
Yeah. I don't like the idea of him working below. He ought to be in a hospital.
Come on, boys. Let's get this car out of here.
Oh, my drill. Emil drill.
Sure that's your drill, Emil. Well, that's what I brought you down here for. You're the best man in the mine at that.
Yeah. Emil drill. Oh. Emil go back to work.
All right, Emil. Now I'll show you where to work. All right. Here's the place, Emil.
Work.
This is where you work.
Yeah.
Yeah. You drill down here at the footwall, see?
Emil drill now.
That's right. I'll turn on your air for you.
What you want? Don't you know what's behind that door? Sure. Emil job. Drill. Yes, but not here, Emil. Not here. No. Emil job drill. Let Emil alone. Get out. Sure. Get out. Sure. Get out! Where's Dorsky? Norson? Anyone can get that crazy Emil out of the tunnel. What's he doing? What's he doing? Come on, I'll show you. On the upper level. Dorsky said so. Dorsky say work. I work here.
Hey, let's get out of here and get out quick while they're getting good.
I gotta get in touch with the general manager. Where can I find him? Quick!
What's the matter? What's wrong?
That crazy Emil's loose in the mine. He's playing around with a drill at the end of the lower floor, and he's got a box of dynamite that'll blow the whole place to kingdom come if we don't get him out of there.
Well, didn't you try to get him away?
Yeah, but he just flies into a rage and then laughs. He just as soon kill you as look at you.
Well, I'll stop him. Emil won't hurt me. Molly, you stay here. Try and get in touch with Joe and tell him where I'm going, at the lower end of 4. He'll understand. You didn't do what I told you.
Oh, I forget. What you tell me?
Don't you remember? I told you to go home and get some rest so you could get well.
Oh, Emil, he well now. Real. He best driller. Best powder man. You be proud of me.
Yes, of course I'm proud of you. But come on, let's go home.
No, drill. Pretty soon, I put charge in. No, Millie. You don't leave me now. Pretty soon I show you big noise. Boom!
Oh, say, if any mail writes Mr. Johnson, just forward it over to the county jail, cell 7. I'd put that gentleman where he belongs. Where's Miss Norton?
Well, that's just it. She's down in the mine.
She's where?
Yes, that poor Emil was down there trying to drill into the gas chamber, and Mary's gone down there to stop him.
What? Mary? Mary with that crazy Emil?
Yes, Mr. Cole.
Dorsky, you sure you've never seen Norton?
Haven't seen him.
They're looking all over for him at the main office.
Dorsky, you started something and now you're going to finish it.
What are you talking about, Cole?
You know what I mean. You sent Emil down in the mine, and now you're going down there with me and get him out. Or take a trip to the penitentiary. What? Take your choice.
All right. I'll go down there with you. But you're not going to pin this on me.
No? Give me a slick on the lantern. I'm going below.
Pretty soon, make plenty boom.
All right, Dorsky. Call your man off.
All right, Emil. Work through for today. Come on. We go home.
All through?
Yeah.
We go home.
Yeah.
You like my work, huh?
You good man.
I do good job, huh?
You bet.
All right, come on, Mary. We go home now. Come on.
Humor him.
Emil! No, Emil, no, don't do that.
Go
Come on, go home.
Go away. Emil has work
work to do.
No, Emil, you come on. You come home with Mary. You come home with Mary.
Dorsky! We've got to stop that man or we're all done for! Hey, listen, Amy. Stop it. Come here. Don't leave me alone. Amy, go your door. Go your door, Amy. No more way, Amy. No. Amy, no. Animal, what are you doing? You better do that. Mary, get to that fire door. Come on, quick. Get out. Come on, get out of here. Come on. Come on. Never mind him. Get your sister out of here. I brought him down here and I'm getting him out. Come on. It's your old pal, Mark. Come on, Amy. Hurry up that last hurry. Come on. I can't wait for them. Barry's all right. Open the door.
You can't open that door now.
But my men are in there.
You know nobody else can do any good for him now. We're lucky if we save ourselves. Get up that ladder. Come on, hurry up. Some bonus, I'll say.
I don't know how to thank you, Mr. Cole.
Oh, no, you earned it. We fulfilled our contract. Business is coming in. We've got enough orders to keep the mine open for the next year. And the goose hangs high.
Well, I guess I better go put this in the bank before I start getting big-hearted or something. So long.
Go on. Miss Norson,
Yes, sir?
do you know anything about domestic science?
Well, I studied it in my last year in high school. Why?
Well, I just wanted to make sure that my house would be run right.
Well, aren't you rather taking things for granted, dear?
I am.